Good morning. Today we will discuss regarding temperature measurement. So in this lecture, we will study the electrical methods of measurement of temperature. So in which we will study the principle, construction and working of resistance temperature detector, means it is a RTD, then thermistors and thermocouples. Now regarding temperature measurement, so temperature, it is a measure proportional to the average translational kinetic energy associated with the disordered microscopic motion of atoms and the molecules. The flow of heat is from a high temperature region towards a low temperature region. When a high temperature object is placed in a contact with a low temperature object, then energy will flow from a high temperature object to the low temperature object, and they will approach an equilibrium temperature. So the temperature is not measured directly like displacement, pressure or flow rate, but is measured with indirect means, or you can measure this indirectly. Change of temperature of a substance causes a variety of effects. So these effects may be physical, chemical, electrical or optical, and they may be used for measurement of temperature through use of proper temperature sensing devices. For example, pressure, volume, electrical resistance, expansion coefficients and color of radiations, etc., are all related to temperature through fundamental molecular structure. They change with temperature. So above factors like pressure, volume, electrical resistance, expansion coefficients, color of radiation, that will change with temperature, and these changes can be used to measure that temperature. So calibration may be achieved through comparison with established temperature standards. Next is the methods or classification of temperature measurement. So this classification, it is according to the nature, the change produced in a testing body with change of temperature. So first category, that is changes in physical dimension. So in this, the changes in temperature, it will cause the changes in dimensions. So that change in dimensions that can be measured to measure the temperature. Second category, changes in liquid, gas or vapor pressure. So there is a change in temperature. When there is a change in temperature, there will be the changes in pressure. So change in pressure that can be measured to measure the temperature. In third category, changes in electrical properties. So when there is a change in temperature, then there will be the change in resistance or voltage, and that can be calibrated, that can be measured to measure the to find out the temperature. And fourth is change in emitted thermal radiation. So due to change in temperature, there is a changes in radiation intensity. So that intensity that can be measured to detect the or to measure the temperature. So this is regarding the classification of temperature measurement. So in short, we can say the change in dimensions, expansion or contraction of material with respect to temperature change, means when there is a change in temperature, there is a expansion or contraction of the material. So that expansion or contraction of material that can be, that have to be measured to measure the temperature. Second is when there is a temperature change, there is a change in electrical resistance of metals and semiconductors that you can measure. Then next is a thermoelectric EMF produced due to temperature difference at two junctions of two metal alloy joined together. And next is a change in intensity and color of radiation emitted by the hot body with respect to change in temperature. So when there is a change in temperature, there is a change in intensity and color of radiation that can be measured. So these are all the categories of the temperature measurement. Now, in this lecture, only we will discuss regarding electrical methods of measurement of temperature. So, electrical methods of measurement of temperature are very convenient because they furnish signal that is easily detected, amplified, or used for control purposes. In addition, they are usually quite accurate when properly calibrated and compensated. So, several temperature sensitive electrical elements are available as means of measurement. There are two types of elements. First is elements whose resistance changes with temperature. There are materials whose resistance increases with temperature, while there are materials whose resistance decreases with temperature. So when there is a change in temperature, when there is an increase in temperature, the resistance that will get decreased for some materials, or for some elements when there is a increase in temperature, there is a increase in resistance. Second is combination of resistive elements which produce thermal EMFs. So change in electrical properties of sensor of estimating temperature. So first is resistance temperature detectors, that is also called RTD. Then second is thermistors, and third is thermocouples and thermopiles. Now we will see the first instrument, that is a measuring instrument, that is electrical resistance thermometers, or it is also called resistance temperature detector, or in short it is a RTD. The resistance of a conductor changes when its temperature is changed, and this effect can be used for measurement of temperature. So use change in resistance of suitable metals to indicate temperature. So RTD is an instrument used for measurement of resistance which has been calibrated to read degrees of temperature instead of units of resistance. So platinum, nickel and copper are the most commonly used materials. The temperature range for resistance thermometers is between 250 degrees Celsius to 1000 degrees Celsius. However, other materials such as tungsten, silver and iron have also been used. So generally platinum, nickel and copper, these are the most commonly used materials. So RTD elements are resistance element or bulb, suitable electrical leads and indicating recording or resistance measuring instruments. So resistance thermometer, also called resistance temperature detectors, they are used to measure temperature by correlating the resistance of a RTD element with temperature, and the materials that are generally used, that is platinum, nickel and copper. So the material has a predictable change in resistance as the temperature changes, and it is predictable changes is used to determine the temperature. So this is regarding the materials most commonly used in a RTD, that is platinum, nickel and copper, and the temperature ranges that are given for that particular materials. So the construction of the RTD. So it consists of the wire wrapped around an insulating support constructed of glass, ceramic or mica. The mounted element is then provided with a protective enclosure. Generally, industrial RTDs are essentially coils of fine wire wound with into the frames of insulating material capable of withstanding the temperature which they are designed to measure. The coils are made up of fine annealed wire, so wound on frames that there is negligible physical strain exerted as the wire expands and contracts with changes in temperature. The wires are arranged on the frames so that there is a good thermal conductivity and high rate of heat transfer. The coils are placed in a protective sheaths which are then hermetically sealed. The measurement of change of resistance of thermometers due to change in temperature is measured by a Wheatstone bridge. So this is regarding the construction and working of the RTD. So these are the element types of the RTD. One, it is a wire wound element, another it is a coil element. So this is a wiring configuration. So it is a two wire configuration. The simplest resistance thermometer configuration uses two wires. It is only used when high accuracy is not required, as the resistance of the connecting wires is added to that of the sensor, leading to errors of measurement. So this is a measurement of temperature using Wheatstone bridge. So that RTD, it is connected to one of the arms of the Wheatstone bridge, and that change in resistance that can be measured with the help of Wheatstone bridge, and it is calibrated to show directly the temperature. So this is regarding the RTD. We will see some advantages and disadvantages of the RTD. So advantages: the sensor can easily installed and replace, good measurement accuracy, fast response and good reproducibility, resistance to corrosion, chemicals and oxidation, wide temperature ranges that you can measure, remote temperature sensing is possible, no reference junction is required, stable and accurate performance over a long time, and no necessity of any temperature compensation. Now we will see some disadvantages: more expensive than other instruments, large bulb size compared to thermocouple, required a separate bridge circuit system, external power source is required, and the self-heating caused by current flow affects the accuracy of the instrument. Now we will see the second element or the second instrument for use for measurement of temperature, that is called a thermistor. So thermistors are thermally sensitive resistors whose prime function is to exhibit a large, predictable and precise change in electrical resistance when subject to corresponding change in body temperature. So these are semiconductors made from a specific mixture of pure oxides of nickel, manganese, copper, cobalt, iron, magnesium, titanium and other metals sintered at 982 degrees Celsius. Now, the negative temperature coefficient thermistors exhibit a, a decrease in electrical resistance when subject to increase in a body temperature, and positive temperature coefficient thermistors exhibit an increase in electrical resistance when subject to increase in body temperature. So there are two types of the thermistors. One, it is a negative temperature coefficient thermistors that will exhibit, so there is a, when there is a increase in a body temperature, so there is a change in decrease in electrical resistance in case of negative temperature coefficient thermistors. And other type, that is regarding positive temperature coefficient thermistors, in that when there is a increase in body temperature, there will be the increase in electrical resistance of the thermistor. So thermistor, it is a contraction of a term thermal resistors. So thermistors are generally composed of semiconductor materials. Most thermistors have negative coefficient of temperature resistance. That is, their resistance decreases with increase of temperature. The negative temperature coefficient of resistance can be as large as several percent per degree Celsius. This allows the thermistor circuits to detect very small changes in temperature which could not be observed with an RTD or thermocouple. So this high sensitivity to temperature changes makes thermistors extremely useful for precision temperature measurements, control and compensation. Now regarding the construction, before that we will see the different types of thermistors. So you can see in a diagram. So first it is a bead type, then there will be, so first indicates the glass coated bead, then the bead, then the disc, wafer and washer. So the resistance of a thermistor decrease as the temperature increase and vice versa. So this is a principle that is used to measure temperature with thermistor. It is placed in the measuring environment, and as the temperature increases, the resistance decreases, assuming it is a negative temperature coefficient, and vice versa. For positive temperature coefficient, the temperature that will decreases. So resistance increases with increase in temperature. The thermistor is placed in one leg of a Wheatstone bridge circuit, and at balance condition with no change of temperature, the meter indicates 0. Before that, we will see the construction. Thermistors are composed of sintered mixture of metallic oxides such as manganese, nickel, cobalt, copper, iron and uranium. They are available in variety of sizes and shapes. The thermistors may be in the form of beads, rods and disc. You can see in a diagram. A thermistor in the form of a bead is smallest in size, and the bead may have a diameter of 0.015 mm to 1.25 mm. Beads may be sealed in the tips of solid glass rods to form probes which may be easier to mount than the beads. Now the first diagram, that is regarding glass beads or the glass probes, have a diameter of about 2.5 mm and a length which varies from 6 mm to 50 mm. Now third diagram, that is regarding the disc. So discs are made by pressing material under high pressure into cylindrical flat shapes with diameter ranging from 2.5 mm to 25 mm. Now regarding the working, the thermistor is placed in one leg of a Wheatstone bridge circuit, and at balance condition with no change of temperature, the meter indicates 0. With changes in temperature, the Wheatstone bridge becomes unbalanced and electric current flows in the circuit. In this bridge circuit, three resistors are constant, Ra, Rb and Rc, while the resistive sensor Rs varies depending upon some physical variable like temperature, light level, etc. That's where the thermistor can be used. The thermistor can be placed anywhere in the bridge with three constant resistors, but different placements can produce different behavior in the bridge. So you can see in a diagram that is connected, that resistor, thermistor, it is connected in series with the Wheatstone bridge. So for temperature measurement, it's attached to the body surface and connected to one arm of with Wheatstone bridge. So in a balance position, no change in a galvanometer. Temperature changes. When there is a temperature changes, there is a resistance changes, and the Wheatstone bridge circuit that will get unbalanced to check the resistance. Means there is a measurement of temperature. Now we will see some advantages and disadvantages of thermistors. First is small size and low cost. Then fast temperature response, high sensitivity, suitable for precise temperature measurement and control. Need simple electric circuitry, no needs of reference junction. Now some disadvantages. Response is non-linear, not suitable for measurement of high temperature, required external power source and bridge circuit, and temperature span is limited. So you can see this chart for the comparison of RTD and the thermistors. So first characteristic, that is change in resistance with temperature. So when there is a change in resistance with temperature, in case of RTD, resistance increases with increase in temperature. In case of thermistors, resistance decreases with increase in temperature in case of negative temperature coefficient thermistor. Then the operating range is given. For RTD, it is minus 160 degrees Celsius to 600 degrees Celsius, and for thermistors, it is minus 100 degrees Celsius to 300 degrees Celsius. Composition, so RTD composed of platinum, copper, nickel. Thermistor composed of metallic oxides like manganese, nickel, copper, iron, titanium, and uranium. Sensitivity, RTD, so sensitivity it is lower, and thermistor sensitivity is higher, and cost, RTD cost is high, thermistor cost is low. So this is slide indicates the comparison of the RTD and thermocouples. So regarding the temperature range, regarding the response time, regarding the size, and accuracy and stability requirements. Now the next element that we will study, that is the thermocouples. So thermocouples consist of two wire legs made from different metals. The wire legs are welded together at one end, creating a junction. This junction is where the temperature is measured. So this junction, it is placed where you have to measure the temperature of the in the environment. When the junction experiences a change in temperature, a voltage is created, and that voltage can then be interpreted using thermocouple reference tables to calculate the temperature. So this principle that is used in a thermocouple. The most common electrical method of temperature measurement uses the thermocouple. When two dissimilar metals are joined together, an EMF will exist between the 2 points, which is primarily a function of the junction temperature. So this phenomenon is called a Seebeck effect. So the laws of thermoelectric thermometry. So first it is a Seebeck effect, then the Peltier effect, and Thomson effect. So for the Seebeck effect, the Seebeck EMF is of prime concern since it is dependent on junction temperature. So when the junctions of two different metals are maintained at different temperature, the EMF that will be produced in the circuit, so this is known as the Seebeck effect. So you can see in a diagram. So the conductor 1 is maintained at hot junction. Then the conductor 2, it is maintained at temperature T, that is a cold junction. Since the junctions are maintained at different temperatures, the EMF that will be produced and that will flows across the circuit. So that EMF produced, that will be the function of junction temperature. So that EMF that can be measured to measure the temperature of the object. If the EMF generated at the junction of two dissimilar metals is carefully measured as a function of temperature, then such a junction may be utilized for measurement of temperature. So thermocouple circuits must involve at least two junctions. You can see in a diagram. One of the junction senses the desired or unknown temperature. This junction is called hot or measuring junction. The second junction is usually maintained at known fixed temperature, and this junction is called as cold or reference junction. You can see at the left hand side there is a hot junction, and at the right hand side there is a cold junction. If the temperature of the reference or cold junction is known, the temperature of the hot or the measuring junction can be calculated using thermoelectric properties of the materials. So this is regarding the Seebeck effects. So energetic electrons at the hot end diffuse towards the cold end, pushing less energetic electrons along with them, resulting in a higher static potential at the hot end relative to the cold end. The larger the temperature gradient, the larger is the potential difference that can be measured to measure the temperature. So you can see this diagram of measuring the temperature by using thermocouple. So there is a voltmeter. By using a voltage, it is generated when the metals are brought together to form a junction, and there are temperature difference between them. So by using the voltmeter, you can measure the voltage or the potential difference to measure the temperature. This is another diagram. You can see there is a meter, there is a junction, hot junction, and there is a cold junction, and on a left hand side there is a hot junction, on a right hand side there is a cold junction, and the potential difference that is measured with the help of meter to measure the temperature. So millivoltmeter or a potentiometer type instrument that is used to measure the voltage. This is one more diagram, that is a thermocouple. There is a reference junction, there is a millivoltmeter to measure the temperature, change in temperature. There is a hot body and a cold body. So thermocouple advantages. Thermocouple have a better response. They have a higher range of temperature measurements. The sensing elements of thermocouple is easily installed, cheaper than RTD, very convenient for measuring the temperature at one particular point in a piece of apparatus. Disadvantages: lower accuracy, and as such they cannot be used for precision work. Limited life of thermocouple. Then the circuitry of thermocouple is very complex, wire it is expensive, and need known reference. So you can see the comparison of thermocouple and thermistor at the top. So speed of response in case of thermocouple is high and thermistor it is low. Then measurement accuracy, thermocouple is good and thermistors it is less. Then add temperature ranges are given. Then comparison of thermocouple and RTD. So response it is faster in case of thermocouple and it is slower in case of RTD. Temperature range is higher in case of thermocouple and lower in case of RTD. Sensitivity it is low in case of thermocouple and high in case of RTD. Then cost and life it is low and shorter in case of thermocouple and high and longer in case of RTD, and the other characteristics are given. And in this slide all the three elements that are compared. So regarding temperature range, in case of thermocouple, temperature range is minus 267 degrees Celsius to 2316 degrees Celsius. Then RTD, it is minus 240 degrees Celsius to 649 degrees Celsius, and for thermistor, minus 100 degrees Celsius to 500 degrees Celsius. Accuracy, it is good for thermocouple, best for RTD, and good for thermistor. Linearity, it is better for thermocouple, best for RTD, and good for thermistor. Sensitivity, it is good for thermocouple, better for RTD, and best for thermistor. And cost, it is best for thermocouple, good for RTD, and better for thermistors. So this is regarding the electrical methods of measurement. In this, we have discussed regarding RTD, thermistors, and thermocouples. Thank you.